Hello, good morning. Welcome to another edition of Bits and Banter, where we are gathered to discuss last night's game between, the second day's or is it third day's play? I really don't know. Play between India and New Zealand as part of the WTC final. Obviously, it was a tough day for India. India lost what 77 wickets for 71 runs, and New Zealand scored 101 runs for 2 wickets. So obviously, it was New Zealand's day. Bharat, good morning. What do you think?
Morning, sir.
What do you think went right for New Zealand, or conversely, what went wrong for India?
I think Indian batting went wrong and Indian bowling went wrong. So obviously, both the things went right for New Zealand. So technically, it was technically a very bad day for India because Kiwis came well prepared. They were well greased and they were well tinkered yesterday because they had a very average first day. So they came for the second day well prepared. They had answers for every question. Unfortunately, Indians threw away wickets, and when it came to bowling, see, it happens. It was a sunny day. Obviously, we had to struggle. So let's not be too critical. It's a 5-day game, and as you say, a 2 or 3rd day, we don't know what it is exactly. So still plenty of cricket to be played. Let's wait and watch.
Yeah. Before we'll talk about bowling specifically a bit later. What went wrong with the batting? Was the approach wrong, or the Kiwi bowlers had a clear game plan, especially Kylie Jamieson, who is obviously pretty terrific. The kind of numbers he has had after his 8 tests is amazing. Nobody in the history of game has had so much of wickets after so many tests. So obviously he is one of a kind. So you have to give credit for that too, right?
Exactly. See, but the point is, Kiwis were well prepared. See, you saw on the very first day, they were bowling outside the off stumps and they were trying to swing the ball away. They were waiting for batsmen to go nick the ball and the slip card was ready. But yesterday, they bowled in such a way that the batsman had to play those balls. See, the case of Kohli, it was coming in. Again, Ashwin and others, though they had to go, it was a juicy outside off stump ball which doesn't swing actually. They had to go for it. They would have very well left it. See, they had their homework ready for all the batsmen. And you saw how they got Rahane out. So they were very clear and an inch inside they started to bowl. And especially Kyle Jamieson, the way he was bowling, you can't leave those balls. At least you just have to try.
That's a good point. Bharat. Because see, what happens is, take the dismissal of Kohli. Very specifically, Jack back after pitching, there is very little that Kohli could have done
Certainly.
Because even if you were batting at 150, he could not have played anything any better. He would have been a sitting duck for LBW, and he happened to be.
Certainly.
And but I was slightly disappointed with the way, say, somebody like Rishabh Pant approached this innings, because that was a waft too early in the innings. He could have settled. We all know he kind of does that. Sometimes it comes off. See, I'm not being critical, but he could have been much more circumspect in the circumstances.
No, but the point with Kohli, I was very happy because Pant had played so much of balls, left so much of balls because his instinct. So, and after one boundary, he thought he was timing the ball well and he went for the very next ball, quite like Ashwin. Ashwin also hit a boundary. And the very next ball, he thought the ball was coming to him, he was middling it well. Again, he gave it to the slip cordon and I was very upset the way Rahane got out. At 49, you are a vice captain and you have just lost Kohli. And they kept us fielder specifically for that ball.
Was also a mistake.
The same way, and it was neither forceful pull, nor was he trying to drop this risk down and go for a single.
He was not aware that there was a fielder there. See, and
that was,
because you pretty well knew that the short ball was coming because they were setting him up for that. But in spite of that, he went for that. It's one of those things. But I was also slightly intrigued by the way Jadeja approached, because he was not trying to form the strike, nor was he going for the shots. So, see, you expect us, he was here as a batting, or kind of a batting all-rounder. So, he should have he should have taken charge towards the later part of the innings, which he didn't do. I was slightly surprised by his approach.
Exactly. He should have taken what Ashwin tried to do. Ashwin was there for just 27 deliveries and he scored 22. Jaddu could have done that because Ashwin is that kind of a player who gets battered, bruised, but still he'll put Price behind his wicket. He'll not throw his wicket. But Jaddu is one kind of person who can force pace into the innings. You could have done that yesterday, but the way he got out was also very surprising. How, I mean, down the leg, the ball was going, clipping his gloves, and he was not trying to take the strike. See, with the 9th and 10th, 8th, see, forget Bumrah's wicket or Shami coming and hitting a boundary and going away. Ishan, maybe he could have taken more strike than Ishan. He was happy leaving Ishan take the strike. But you are an all-rounder, boss. You have been taken only because you bat a little bit. Otherwise, a batsman would have played in your place. Hopefully, let's not be too critical. Hopefully, these
I'm
guys
not being
can.
critical.
These
I'm
guys
just
can.
saying, I was slightly surprised. I'm not being critical here. I'm just slightly surprised by the
But
approach.
even
he
if you are
brought in the
critical,
game.
but even if you are critical, there's no wrong because this is a WTC final which have prepared in all departments when they come for the match because it's a finals.
No, Bharat, but because the kind of criticism that somebody like Jasprit Bumrah is copying on the social media platform. See, just had a bad day. I mean, it was not his best day. But let's also give credit to the New Zealand batsmen. They applied themselves because they understood. See, Jasprit Bumrah is as a bowler. He is not much of a swinger. He tends to take advantage of angle, and his angle was all over because he was either too straight or going down the leg or too outside of stump. It's one of those things. See, everybody tends to have a off day. So let's all we are in the finals. One of the heroes of our performances all through last 2 years is Jasprit Bumrah. See, just because he has had two hours of bad cricket doesn't make him a bad bowler, isn't it?
True. But barring Shami, everybody looked pedestrian yesterday. I may be very critical, I may be very harsh, but barring Shami had that knack of the ball,
He went wicketless.
he went wicketless, and the best part is Conway gifted his wicket to India by the end of the day. Otherwise, it would have been 70-30. Yesterday, at least 60-40 because he threw his wicket away. It was a needless push. And again, coming back to Bumrah, Bumrah is a wonderful bowler. Yes, but the point is, champion bowlers have to adjust themselves. Maybe after one bad outing, maybe yesterday he had a very bad outing. Maybe he'll come all prepared like Kiwis did, like Jamieson or Trent Bolt, adjust his length and line.
Let's face it, Indian bowlers are not known to swing. They tend to use the seam movement. Somebody like Ishant Sharma or somebody like Shami or Bumrah, they are both essentially, cricket is a game of angles and they tend to use the angles and the seam movement rather than the swing movement. If among the three bowlers, it's Ishant Sharma who uses the swing more than the other two. That's okay. These things, they are the three top bowlers. So I'm not bothered about the way they approach, because these things, as I said, these things do happen. But I was happy with the way Ashwin now bowled also, because for 10 overs, he didn't bowl even a single bad delivery. So he was right. The pitch was not offering any turn or any purchase for the spin bowler, but he was there or thereabouts. So he was mentally very focused. The way he priced out Latham, because he deceived him. The previous delivery was something else. This was seemingly similar, but got him, it was slightly more loopy, so got him out. So Ashwin was pretty impressive, even within the limited opportunity that he got.
Sure, because he is one bowler who was taken wickets everywhere, 65, 67 wickets. This the WTC, 2020 is a phenomenal record, and champion spinner.
That's true.
It was really little and bowling very, very little. I don't know what last evening. He said Bumrah and others have to combine together. Maybe the biggest threat from Kiwi batsmen are these two in the middle now. So perhaps if you take both of them by the first session, or maybe within 1.5 hours, we will be back on top, I believe.
See, one of the things about this game is, let's face it. See, India was in a similar situation, 146 for 3 when they went in yesterday. So it is not as if New Zealand are too similar. 101 for 2 is not. See, we are not let them too far ahead in the game. So India is still in the game, but it's certainly New Zealand are ahead. But there are still roughly, say, more than 270 overs to play. So India is still in the game, and how should they approach? The weather forecast for today is slightly dismal. But if at all we get a game, how should India approach? What should they do?
My guess is, see, just bowl them out. See, whether you get an opportunity today or tomorrow, the best thing is to bowl out them something less than 300. Make sure, I mean, with 1 not 1 for 300 with 2 top batsmen would be a very good performance by our boys. Maybe. And then the second innings, if your top order clicks, they are known pace innings. Your top order is there, then Pant is there, Jaddu is there at the bottom. Maybe, I mean, I may be very hypothetical, but again, with 300, you score, and maybe one day for them to score 200, that's a good thing. But again, I believe if Kiwis are going to bat out today, I think there won't be a fourth innings for them. If they score around 400 or 450, then we'll be in a real soup.
I don't think that is going to happen, because given the weather conditions, there is a possibility of wickets also falling in a heap as much as it did yesterday. So,
but the point is, 2 champion batsmen are there because they have seen it. See, Kane Williamson, Ross Taylor. That's the point here. And Vishwa Rahane and Kohli also missed out their chance yesterday. But anyway, see, the best part for India, I would say, is let's not worry about the result. Let's not worry about what's going to happen. Take one session and then perhaps maybe this morning. Maybe perhaps this session have a target, say 60 runs, maybe I can give you, but I'll take 3 or 4 wickets. That's how you have to approach. Session wise, if you approach, maybe if you win these sessions out of remaining or 7 or 6 sessions, if you win 4 sessions, then you will be on top. So play session wise, do your best. That would be the best idea, because you may lose a session due to bad weather. Maybe you will get 1 session. So take it session wise, do your best.
Yeah, see, I would be happy if India managed to contain New Zealand somewhere around 250. 300 is still a daunting target for me, but 250 would be closer to India's comfort. See, on that note, we'll wind up, because that's a very positive note to look at, but I'm not too sure about the weather forecast, because they are not too, I mean, they sound slightly dismal. Let's hope we get a good game. Thanks, Bharat. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
We'll see you tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Sure, sir. Thank you. Good day.